here in my kitchen because we are going to make peppermint mocha creamer. So I absolutely love peppermint mochas from Starbucks. The problem is, one, Starbucks is quite far away, and two, of course, Starbucks is quite expensive. Speaking of which, I used to buy the liquid peppermint mocha creamer from Coffee Mate, the sort that is made in the States and then imported here. You can only buy it on places like eBay. You can't just, go into a supermarket and buy it. So I used to buy that, but that is incredibly expensive. I mean, it was cheaper than, say, buying a Starbucks coffee each time, but each sort of, I think it's 32 fluid ounces, something like that. Each bottle of that liquid creamer was £16. And if I can't remember, I will put how many dollars that is for my US viewers, just so you can see how much more we're paying for it than you are paying for it buying it out of your own supermarkets. This cannot continue. This is an insane amount to spend on coffee creamer. So I had a look yesterday online and found a recipe that seemed super simple. A lot of them required having to sort of do things on the stove. This was literally, we're going to throw this all into a blender cup, blend it up in my Ninja, and it's all done. So fingers crossed this turns out well. I guess we're going to find out. Let's go. Good morning. Let's listen to this. The golden sound of silence. Kane are still here and they are still working, but they are working around the corner and they are not drilling or digging, they're doing other stuff. So once again, I can think, I can breathe, I can do, and most importantly, I can write. Act 3. So I've been thinking Act 3 through over in my mind, even on these days where I haven't been able to write anything. Basically, Act 3 is where my female main character, Esme, who, slight spoiler alert, I suppose, but it will be in the blurb in the future. It's a portal fantasy, the book I'm writing. So in Act 2, she ends up in the magical world, which is called Quartz Falls. Act 3, she finds herself thrown back into our world, the normal world, the A world, if you will. And so it's kind of a mirror moment for her life in Act 1. And it's there to show how much she's kind of grown as a character from that act to the end. And she is basically there, and I'm kind of bringing back the characters from Act 1 and seeing how she is interacting with them and what has changed, and of course how she's going to get back to the magical world. So there's a lot going on here and a lot to factor in. I'm probably going to start a little further on in Act 3. I'm still ironing out some of the details for the sort of first part of it. So I want to do the part where she has managed to get back to the magical world, because I feel much more confident about what I want to write for that part. And of course, there is no rule or law saying you have to write your book in any kind of order. A lot of people do, in fact, start in the middle. Starting at the beginning is hard. I did start at the beginning. It is probably very rough. I have not looked at it since I wrote it, and that was several months ago. I had a rough idea, as you do when you're drafting, about where this was going to start, but there are some gaping holes. There's a lot of needs more description here, kind of notes to myself, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. This is what's going to happen when I go back to revisions, when I have finished Act 3. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of adding in description. I'm the kind of writer who likes to get all of my points covered. So we're going to this place, doing this thing, seeing this person, for example. I don't necessarily want to write about how everything looks at that point. We need to get all of these points down, because in my mind I can come back at any time and describe these things and, you know, bring it to life, but we must get the order of events in there and then come back later. I know some people are completely different. They want to get everything all together as they're writing. So not only do they want the actual sort of ABC part of the story in, they want to get the description at the same time. And this might actually prevent them from moving on, because they feel as though if they can't get everything down at this one point, they don't want to come back to it. They don't want to have to leave themselves notes. I've discussed this with my husband, and he is one of those people who will sit there and look at his work and refuse to move on unless he's got everything in that chapter that he wants to have in. Obviously, he can come back and, you know, improve it, but he can't just stop and say, insert character description here and move on like I can. So yeah, everyone works different. There is no right or wrong way to write a book. I'm going to be doing writing sprints to help me get this next scene down. Writing sprints have been so useful to me personally. It's basically, you can do it in two ways, but the way I prefer to do it is video, specifically YouTube. An author that I follow does regular writing sprints. I can't join them live because she is in the States and she's on Eastern Standard Time, which is 5 hours behind. So if she's starting her sprints at 7 p.m. her time, it's 1 a.m. here, and that's not feasible. But I do like to go back and watch the recordings, and it's just nice because the kind of first part, people are there live, like having a little chat about the projects they're working on. And not everyone is writing a book. Some people are, working on dissertations or studies, crochet, knitting, all sorts, but they like to do it in sprints. The creator that I follow, she does the typical Pomodoro sprint of 25 minutes writing or working on whatever you're working on with a 5-minute break. And it's just something about the notion of it. One, having the set time, this kind of pressure, but not too much pressure to just write and get things done, but also the body doubling that offers. So if you're not familiar with body doubling, if you are someone who is neurodivergent and you struggle with getting started or staying on task, body doubling is a way of kind of motivating yourself, because if you have someone with you, whether in person or virtually, having them there kind of spurt something in your brain to say, I need to do something and to get something done. Again, it's kind of added pressure, but in a gentle way to help you stay on task. Now, of course, it doesn't work for everyone, but I enjoy it, and I kind of have this sense of I'm writing with someone, because obviously writing can be a bit of a lonely profession, and this way, even though it's not live, for me personally, I still enjoy it. I still feel like I'm kind of part of everything that's happening. So I will be doing some sprints this morning, and my aim is to get at least one scene done today, and I would like to get another one done tomorrow. Then I'd be vaguely on track, but I'm still not pressuring myself to get Act 3 finished by the end of April. I'm just going to see how it goes. So let's get into some writing. Welcome to England, where the sun is like a friend you see a handful of times a year at best. Because it was such a grey, dull start to the morning, I decided to go ahead and make myself a nice breakfast. These are Greek yogurt pancakes, super easy to make, and I will leave the recipe in the description. Hi, hello, welcome back to another vlog. We are edging ever closer to the Easter bank holiday weekend here in the UK, which for most people, if you work in an office, not if you work in tourism or hospitality, but if you're an office worker, 4-day weekend. So my husband is very much looking forward to that. So basically you'll be off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, because Friday and Monday are Easter bank holidays here. So yeah, I am looking forward to that. But currently, as you saw from my previous clips, it is very grey, it's very cloudy, it's not super good. The past week or so, we've actually had blue skies almost every day. It's been delightful. But of course, the minute that it goes to the Easter weekend, when people are, you know, largely planning to do things, the weather just goes kaput. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't affect us too much. Going out on Easter weekend is not a thing that we would ever do. Essentially everywhere is busy and packed, and I just, no. That is not for me. It's the same reason that we avoid anywhere remotely family friendly during school holidays, because it's just horrible and busy. And you know, we are fortunate enough that we can go to these places in term time, so I am very happy to let the parents and the families have those spaces during school holidays. I think that is more than fair. So yeah, we will not be going anywhere over the Easter weekend. We'll just be basically catching up on rest and just chilling out, maybe even picking up a book. I say this because I haven't actually read a fiction book in what feels like forever. This is probably a problem you might encounter if you also write, is the worry that what you will be reading will find its way into the book you are writing. And I read a lot of fantasy, and I certainly do not want to risk anything I'm reading sneaking its way into my book. So I kind of have this fear in the back of my mind about that. And of course, I do have books other than fantasy that I could read, but I'm just not, I'm kind of in a fiction reading slump at the moment, and I've been more focused on non-fiction. I'm a big non-fiction reader, and I'm just kind of, I'm in a non-fiction phase right now. So yeah, we will see what happens, and when I eventually feel like picking up a fiction book, maybe I will even read more than one and record a YouTube video about it, but we shall see. So going back to today, my plan is basically to try and catch up on some more writing of Act 3. I was checking my Kanban board, which is behind me, which has things like the chapters I'm writing and edits and whatnot, each marked out on a teeny tiny post-it. I'm about a third of the way through. I had a really good writing session yesterday. I got 2 scenes done, which was great. Try and get another one done today. If not, I won't panic, because we've got the kind of 4-day weekend, so that gives me more time to catch up over that period of time, because as I said, we're not going anywhere or doing anything, so I can absolutely drill down into my writing. But oh man, it's so dark that you can see this kind of glow here. It is the ring light, because without it the lighting would be dreadful. The lights in this room are those in-ceiling lights that kind of shine straight down, and it's not flattering in any way, shape or form. So yeah, today's plan is to do some writing, and we'll also be heading back to my kitchen because there is another recipe that I want to try today. Other than that, I'm just going to see where the day takes me. Okay, so I have gathered all the ingredients. We need some 70% chocolate, dates I need to pit, some oats, some almond butter, ground almonds, and of course maple syrup. If you have a Costco near you and you can be a member, highly recommend buying this maple syrup. It is so much cheaper than any supermarket I have seen. This whole 1 litre, $8.99. In Tesco, you can barely get 300 ml for £6. Hi, hello. I am popping on here to finish the vlog. It is about 3:15, and you can see from the past few clips that I have been busy. I was making spaghetti bolognese for dinner later. I kind of like to make it early and let it kind of sit there, and the flavour just gets so much better. I also made the bourbon blend cream egg tea, which was 1,000 times better with the chocolate oat milk. I thought I'd better explain that, or else people will be watching this saying, why is she putting chocolate milk in her tea? That sounds so wrong. And ordinarily, yes, that would be 100% absolute no. But with the cream egg tea, which is obviously based on a Cadbury's cream egg given it's Easter, which is, you know, if you don't know what a cream egg is, it's a chocolate egg that is filled with a fondant that kind of resembles a egg yolk. I personally don't like cream eggs at all. I find them very sickly and rich, but the cream egg tea is kind of mostly chocolate with just a kind of undercurrent of that fondant sweetness that you get. So the tea is lovely. The actual cream egg is not for me. But with the chocolate milk added, it tasted a lot more like the sample that I had when I was in Bourbon Blend in Oxford, you saw in the previous vlog. It looked a lot more like it, so I think they were using chocolate oat milk. I can't be sure, maybe it was just blended in a more strong way, like maybe they just used a lot more tea, because obviously it was a large amount in a pot to do samples. But either way, making it with the chocolate oat milk here made it taste much more like it did back in the shop. So I was really pleased with that. About halfway through the Brandon Sanderson lecture that I just put in a clip before of me watching, I really enjoyed watching various lectures of his, not all of them. Some of them I wasn't as fussed about watching, but I did enjoy the rules of magic. So obviously Brandon Sanderson is kind of known for very in-depth magic systems, so even though I could never ever, nor would I want to write anything of that kind of, I don't want to write anything that is that deep. It's like, yes, I've got a magic system and it's great and I love it, but I don't want this to be so finicky, so I can't do words today. I can't do words. The lecture was on world building on Earth, urban fantasy, portal fantasy, anything like that where there is at least some time spent on Earth. And yes, you're going to need to build some sort of world, even if it is the real world with real cities that we would know when we read it. So really interesting lecture. I'm about halfway through. I'm going to go finish it off, but I was conscious that the day was getting on and that I needed to finish this vlog. Tomorrow I am aiming to film some new social media reels. I'm also looking to film a sit down talk to camera video for my YouTube channel as well. Basically, I'm not going to tell you what it is. You'll find out in either the next vlog or the sit down video itself, depending which comes out first. I'm going to imagine the sit down video, but yeah, you'll just have to wait and see. Thank you so much for watching this vlog, and I can't wait to share another one with you. If you've enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much for me, and I'd love for you to leave a comment down below and to share it with everyone that you think might enjoy this. Bye.